Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our virtual space, and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Hannah Bowen, and I will be moderating today's session. Today, you'll be hearing from representatives in housing, residential education, and dining to learn more about the on-campus living experience. And although we believe many of your questions will be answered throughout the presentation, we will have time at the end for some of those questions and answers. And this session is being recorded, so you can find it afterwards on the Explore SDSU website or under the housing website under our virtual events page. So with that, I would like to introduce our first presenter, who is Jenna from the Residential Education Office.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Explore SDSU. My name is Jenna Hazelton, and as Hannah said, I work in our Residential Education Office as an Associate Director. In this presentation, we will discuss on-campus housing at SDSU for freshmen and sophomore students. We will go over residency requirements, services and amenities, meal plans, learning communities, rates, and the application process. SDSU housing provides more than a room assignment. It provides many opportunities to connect with others and a place to belong. The students and staff in each building work together to build a community. It is our goal that all students feel more connected and safe in their new home at SDSU. All first-time freshmen from outside SDSU's local admission area are required to live on campus for their freshman and sophomore years. Students are in the local admission area if they graduated from a high school in San Diego County located south of State Route 56 and extending eastward, or a high school in Imperial County. And we do have a map on the screen for your reference. You may be wondering why we have a residency requirement. National research and statistics show that students who live on campus have deeper university connections, higher GPAs, increased retention rates, and increased graduation rates. At this time, I will turn it over to Twin Nguyen from the Housing Office.
Thank you, Jenna. As Jenna mentioned, my name is Twin Nguyen, and I'm the Housing Assignment Supervisor with the Office of Housing Administration. It is important throughout our time to remember that what we discuss today regarding COVID-19 is based on current U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, State of California, and San Diego County guidelines, as well as guidance from the California State University System. Our university just recently announced plans for in-person instruction and activities this fall, and will begin to return faculty and staff to campus to support our students in person. We are very excited about this new development and look forward to seeing you in person. Following the most up-to-date CDC, state and county guidelines, housing plans to continue the implementation of COVID-19 modifications to our residential communities during the 2021-22 academic year. These modifications include, but are not limited to, enhanced cleaning for health in all of our community areas, face covering requirement in communal areas and on campus, sanitation dispensers in building entrances and exits, and signage throughout each residential community with reminders and instructions on healthy practices, self-checks, and public health guidance. Our university will continue to be attentive to guidance and recommendations from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, State of California, and San Diego County Health and Human Services Agency to continue quickly responding to pandemic conditions and changes. For additional information regarding COVID-19 and the university's ongoing efforts in support of individual well-being and public health, visit the public-facing COVID-19 site. There are many benefits to living on campus, which include easy access to classes and meetings with faculty and advisors, to meal services on and around campus, to campus resources, and also to public transit. There are fun and educational community building events programs, live-in staff and faculty who are ready to support you and provide you with guidance and resources, the ability to apply financial aid directly to your housing bill, the ability to switch rooms across any of our communities, an academic year license agreement for 9 months as opposed to an annual lease, and housing all on one bill that can be directly paid with financial aid funds or per installment based on the student's needs and preferences. With on-campus housing at SDSU, you will have a furnished living space, Wi-Fi in your room, residential community, and throughout campus, Philo TV streaming with HBO Max and up to 20 hours of DVR, on-site laundry where you can use an app to see which machines are available, community lounges and study areas, outdoor recreation areas, including patios with barbecues, fire pits, swimming pools, basketball courts, and volleyball courts, 24/7 front desk operations for security and help if you get locked out, 24/7 emergency maintenance services, utilities included with the housing cost, and most important, hall programming and events that supports your students' success. For your freshman year, we offer traditional and suite style residence halls. In a traditional style hall, residents share a communal bathroom, whereas in a suite style hall, residents have a bathroom in their room. The communities have co-ed floors and feature a variety of community spaces such as kitchens, lounges, outdoor recreation areas, and on-site laundry. In the fall, we plan to operate our buildings at standard capacity, which consists primarily of double occupancy rooms. Rooms are furnished with a bed, a desk, a chair, a closet or wardrobe, and a microfridge. Rooms designed for single, triple, and quad occupancy will be available in limited capacity on a per request basis only. Make sure you visit the housing website to take a virtual tour of all of our spaces at the website on the screen. Now I'd like to introduce Paul with SDSU Dining.
Well, thank you. Good morning. My name is Paul Melcher. I'm the Director of Dining. I'd like to say SDSU Dining has over 400 employees, which many are students that are serving the actual campus community. Our talented, classically trained chefs utilize healthy ingredients, including our campus-grown produce when preparing healthy options. Speaking of our campus-grown produce, we harvest about 800 heads of leafy greens each week from our 50 aeroponic tower gardens right on campus. We have unparalleled variety on our campus and dining. We currently have over 48 locations across campus, including national, regional, and strong local brands, open 7 days per week to choose from. As I mentioned, we hire a lot of students. Students have many great reasons to work on campus, including convenience, flexible schedules, food allowances, discounts at our SDSU bookstore, and best of all, transferable work experience. We have meal plans designed to ensure students get the fuel they need to succeed at SDSU. This is our contact information to answer questions, but there's 3 things I want you to remember about dining. We are committed to supporting the success of your students. Students have lots of healthy options, and SDSU Dining is a great place to work on campus. Now I'm going to pass it back to Jenna to talk about REO some more. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. One great advantage to living on campus is the opportunity to live in a residential learning community or a thematic learning community during your first year. In a residential learning community, you will live alongside other students with shared academic or co-curricular interests. You will also be enrolled in a set of academic courses to help produce smaller, more intentional communities that promote student success. About 25% of our residents live in a residential learning community. If you are interested in a residential learning community, we have 22 different options to choose from. More information about each community can be found on our website. You will be able to select your learning community preferences during the license agreement process. Thematic living communities provide you with the opportunity to live with students with shared common interests without paired academic courses. Our thematic communities include Aztec Engineering, Extended Quiet Study Hours, ROTC, and Substance Free. Each of our residential communities have professional staff members and student leaders to help you learn and grow as you transition to college life. Our residence hall coordinators are full-time master's level professionals responsible for ensuring your living environment is safe, comfortable, inclusive, and conducive to your success. The residence hall coordinator also supervises student leaders, advises the hall council, and coordinates hall activities and programs. Our resident advisors and community assistants are student leaders who live on each floor and are available to assist you with academic, social, and personal needs. Resident advisors are based in our freshman communities, whereas community assistants are based in our sophomore communities. Resident advisors and community assistants are responsible for facilitating community building, solving conflicts, and maintaining university policy. Our front desk and security manager are graduate student leaders who assist the residence hall coordinator in overall community management and front desk operations. And finally, our front desk assistants are students who are responsible for providing you with campus information and any customer service needs. Front desk assistants are also responsible for monitoring building security and enforcing safety procedures. Several of our residential communities have STAR centers or academic resource centers. Professional staff and student assistants help create a positive, academically oriented environment to help students achieve academic success. Some of the resources offered include academic advising, tutoring, monthly academic success programs, including course schedule planning, midterm madness, and final central, peer essay review, faculty programs, and WEPA printing stations located throughout our residential communities for easy cloud-based printing services. In addition to providing personal and academic support, we offer a variety of fun, social, and educational opportunities. It is our hope that we will be able to provide these programs both virtually and in person next year. Each semester, SDSU hosts Aztec Nights, a diverse lineup of free, fun, late night for all students. Aztec Nights is a much-loved campus tradition, and events typically include Templo del Sol, comedy shows, Screen on the Green, SDSU's Got Talent, and many more. For more information about Aztec Nights, visit our Aztec Nights website. Next, I'd like us to switch and talk a little bit about Sophomore Quest. For your first year living on campus, our focus is to help you transition to the college environment. For your second year living on campus, our focus is to help keep you on track for a timely graduation and prepare you for life after SDSU. All sophomore residential communities offer Sophomore Quest programming that is designed to help you be successful in your sophomore year. What do we mean by being successful? Plans to help you be degree ready, career ready, and life ready, such as academic advising to help keep you on track to graduate in a timely manner, planning for opportunities to participate in study abroad, undergraduate research, internships, and other high impact learning opportunities that will give you a competitive advantage upon graduation. Teach you healthy living options such as cooking healthy and on a budget in your own kitchen, stress management and mindfulness, and other self-care practices. And finally, financial literacy and credit management, as well as expose you to basic budgeting tools. And now I will turn it back over to Twin.
So for your sophomore year, we offer apartment and suite style living communities. In our apartment style community, residents have a kitchen, a living area, and a bathroom in their unit. In suite style communities, residents have a private bathroom in their suite, and certain buildings also include a kitchenette and living area and access to a community kitchen. The rooms are single, double, or triple occupancy, and units range from 1 to 7 bedrooms. The apartments and suites are co-ed by unit and feature a variety of community spaces and on-site laundry. Housing costs vary based on the room type and meal plan. For housing rates, please visit our website. Housing fees are billed in 8 installments, 4 per semester. The selected meal plan is included in each installment payment. Please note that the entire housing contract is paid in the 8 installments and is not a monthly rent amount. Financial aid may be used to help pay your educational expenses, including the cost of living on campus. If you are required to live on campus, the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships will receive this information automatically. For more information on financial aid, log into AidLink, which is your SDSU financial aid portal. You may also contact the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships via the SDSU Student Financial Center. If awarded financial aid, you can activate a student loan or a parent can request a parent loan. Loan eligibility can be found via AidLink under the Financial Aid and Scholarship Eligibility section. Parents must apply for the parent loan at studentaid.gov and must pass a credit check. You can also apply for SDSU Aztec scholarships. Visit SDSU's scholarship website for information about the application process, deadlines, and a link to the Aztec scholarship application. You can also request assistance from the Economic Crisis Response Team. SDSU's ECRT can help you connect with resources, both on and off campus, to help you get through an immediate food, housing, or financial crisis. Request assistance from ECRT by emailing them. Incoming first-time freshmen who are required to live on campus and students who are not required to live on campus but would like to must complete the following steps by the intent to enroll deadline. From March to April, accept your offer of admission by submitting the intent to enroll non-refundable deposit by the deadline indicated in your SDSU web portal. Activate your SDSU ID. Your SDSU ID credentials are required to access the housing portal. Log on to the housing portal and pay the non-refundable $375 initial payment. Submit and e-sign your completed license agreement by the intent to enroll deadline of May 1. On May 3rd, stage 2 will be available where you can indicate your learning community interests, select a meal plan, search for roommates, and explore and indicate your room type interests. Stage 2 has a deadline of May 31st. For more information, please feel free to contact us by Zoom or email. You may also visit our website and follow us on social media at SDSU Housing.
Thank you, Twin. So I would like to take this time to open it up for some questions and answers. So our first question is for you, Twin. Do I get priority based on when my application is submitted?
No, priority is not given based on the date of the application of submission.
And another question for you, Twin, is can I select my hall or dorm?
First-year students will not be able to indicate building preferences. Assignments will be made based on room type, roommate, and residential learning community interests. There will be an opportunity for pre-occupancy room switch requests after assignments are released.
A question for you, Paul. Why would I choose the Flex 5 or Flex 7 meal plan?
That's a great question. If you're planning on staying on campus 7 days a week through the academic year, then the Flex 7 might be best for you. If you plan to take some weekends off, either going home or going away locally, then the Flex 5 would be better for you. If you're not sure either way, we do allow meal plan changes 3 times per year.
And Paul, what are the benefits of the Meals Plus plan?
Meals Plus plan is the most flexible plan we have. You can use your declining dollars everywhere that accepts meal plans on campus, and the meal swipes are good at UTK and the Garden restaurant. The main benefit of the Meals Plus plan is both meals and declining dollars roll over every week until the end of the year, until the end of the academic year.
Kevin, a question for you, or I'm sorry, Jenna, a question for you. What is the likelihood that I will get placed into my preferred residential learning community?
Yeah, so due to space limitations, note that placement in a learning community, unfortunately, is not guaranteed. We do recommend that you select multiple learning communities that you're interested in to increase the likelihood of being placed in one of our learning communities.
Our next question is for Jenna. What happens if my roommate and I don't get along?
So at the beginning of the year, every room or suite will complete what we call a shared living agreement. And so this essentially will kind of help students navigate how they like to live together, maybe what items each person can use, if any, how each person likes to study, maybe they like it quiet, maybe they're okay with some noise, how messy or clean they like their space, and just other nuances of living with other people. And oftentimes our resident advisors and community assistants can help students navigate updating their shared living agreement if anything changes throughout the semester, or they can also help students mediate a challenging situation. Ultimately, if we can't come to a resolution, a room change is an option.
Twin, a question I have for you is, does the South Campus Plaza Hall have triples with a bathroom attached?
For the 21-22 academic year, South Campus Plaza will offer double occupancy rooms, and the bathroom is attached.
Paul, a question for you is, can you give us an idea of how far the dining dollars will go to feed an athletic boy?
Well, all the meal plans are designed to pretty much cover up to 2 meals per day, 2 full meals a day plus snacks. If they ate at UTK or the Garden restaurant, then they probably could go with 3 meals a day, 3 solid meals a day. But none of the meal plans are really designed for full on replate or coverage of meals. It's really to help for the majority of the meals.
So Paul, another question for you is, for Flex 5, are the unused daily amounts do they roll over to the following day?
Flex 5 and Flex 7 plans have daily use it or lose it. So they have to spend all of their funds each day.
Our next question is for Twin. Is housing open during Thanksgiving and winter breaks?
Some buildings are open during the break. More information will be on our website as soon as those buildings are finalized.
And our next question is for you again, Twin. When will we get our hall assignments?
Students will be receiving their building residential learning community, if any, and meal plan assignments in July.
Paul, a question for you. If I have specific dietary restrictions, can I elect not to have a meal plan?
What we do is we go through a process where we interview you, find out what those dietary restrictions are, and a high probability we can satisfy those restrictions. We have over 20,000 items to choose from on campus every single day, and we have a very talented culinary team that can make specialized meals for you based on those restrictions. So that's our process. It's very, very rare that we have to allow someone to opt out of their meal plan because of dietary restrictions.
Jenna, a question for you. How strict will COVID rules be enforced on campus and in the dorms?
Yeah, so we do anticipate some of our COVID regulations still being in place in the fall. So we anticipate things like mask wearing, maybe some social distancing. So our staff do our best to hold students accountable if any of those regulations are not being followed. But again, we're still kind of navigating what those rules and procedures will look like, and everything I'm sure will be available on our website.
Another question for you, Jenna, is if accepted to the Weber Honors College, are we automatically placed in the honors housing?
Yeah, so we actually will receive a list from the Honors Residential College and the folks in the Honors College, and we will automatically place you with the students in the Honors College.
Twin, a question for you. When is move-in in the fall?
Move-in dates will be assigned between August 18th and August 20th. Students will receive their assigned move-in date in July. We ask that you wait to make your travel plans until you receive your assigned move-in date.
Another question for you, Twin, is what is the most common room type? Single, double, triple, quad?
For this upcoming academic year, the most common would be our double occupancy room type.
Paul, a question for you is, are the students able to eat at any of the dining spots on campus with the different meal plans?
Okay, all the meal plans are accepted at all locations on campus. The one restaurant that is on campus that does not accept meal plans at this time is Chipotle. Trader Joe's also does not accept meal plans, but all of the other restaurants do. The only restriction would be in the meals, part of the meals plus. Those have to be used at the Garden restaurant and or UTK.
Twin, can you choose a roommate?
The students will be able to search and confirm their roommates during stage 2, which is available starting May 3rd.
Jenna, a question for you is, are we able to bring a TV to our rooms?
Yes, you are. For those of you living in doubles, triples, or quads, we would suggest that once you receive your roommate information, that maybe you communicate as to maybe who's going to bring a TV so that everyone doesn't bring a TV with you. But yes, you are able to bring a TV with you.
And another question for you, Jenna, is with attached bathrooms, is cleaning the responsibility of the students?
Yes, it is. Our front desks do offer some very kind of basic cleaning supplies so that students can come down and borrow some supplies if they need them, but kind of the daily upkeep of the bathrooms would fall to the students. So maybe they can start practicing now.
And Paul, a question for you is, if you decide on Flex 5 and then pay cash at any of the dining locations during the weekend, is the cost similar to the plan's declining dollars?
The cost is exactly the same. So the prices you see on the restaurants work either for meal plans or non-meal plans.
And are the options for purchasing groceries on campus for freshman meal plans?
We offer some groceries in the markets, like large bulk items, some fresh produce, but not a major. The majority of the stuff is pretty much ready to eat. That's the whole reason for a meal plan, by the way, is to allow the students to do all the other things that they have to do as freshmen, including get used to new classes, different at college and high school, socialization, clubs, all those other things. That's the main value of the meal plan.
Thank you, Paul. And we have about 5 more minutes to answer a few more questions. So our next question is for Jenna. Does the micro fridge include a freezer?
Yes, it does. The micro fridges have kind of a refrigerator component, a kind of a small freezer that you could put some things in, and then also the microwave on top.
Paul, another question about meal plans is, what if you have money left over at the end of the semester? Do you get refunded or do you lose the money?
With the Meals Plus plan, it rolls over all the way to the last day of the academic year, which is in May. If you have the Flex 5 and Flex 7 plans, you lose the money every day. So you have to spend it every day.
Twin, a question for you is, am I required to live on campus my sophomore year?
All non-local first-time freshmen are required to live on campus their freshman and sophomore year.
Twin, if I request a roommate, am I guaranteed that roommate if we mutually request each other?
There are other considerations that we take when we are creating your assignment. One would be roommate requests, another would be room type requests, and residential learning community requests. So although we try our best to accommodate your roommate requests, to ensure that that is the case, you and your friend should have the same preferences across the board as well.
Twin, this question's for you as well. Can I come to campus during the summer to tour the residence halls?
Right now, for safety and security of our residents, guests and non-residents are not permitted to tour the residence halls. However, you can explore each community on our website by taking a virtual tour.
I have a scholarship and FAFSA money coming to help pay for housing. When will that show on my account?
We advise that you contact the financial aid office for all questions regarding scholarships, FAFSA, or other payment inquiries.
I have a question for Paul. What is the average cost of a meal?
Well, it really varies. So you could get a really full meal out of the Aztec Market with our Market Fresh label, which is actually made on campus every day for as little as $7 to $8. And then you could splurge at Eureka for as upwards of $16 to $18. So there's a lot of variety.
Jenna, can you answer the question of, can freshmen bring their cars to park on campus?
That is a great question. And I would have to consult with parking services for next year, because at one point we had a no car policy, but then I think we lifted it this year. So I honestly would have to look to parking services to see what that policy is for next year, because I'm not 100% sure if we put it back in place or if they're able to bring them.
So it is back in place, and there is a waiver should you have special circumstances needing to bring a car to campus, but overall freshmen are not permitted to bring their cars. All right, so I'm just going to skim through the chat and see if there are any remaining questions for our time. And one for Paul is, can the meal plan be used at Starbucks?
Absolutely, and many of them are.
And Hannah, if it's okay, there were a few questions about learning communities and what buildings they're in. So we don't actually publish that information until the middle of the summer when students receive their learning community placement. So there's not necessarily like a list of which buildings house our learning communities. I believe we have that list for this year, but they do change from year to year. So just because a learning community is in a building this year doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be in the same building for next year. Many of our buildings are coming back online for next year, so I can tell you that some of them will be shifting around to some of our other buildings.
Thank you, Jenna, and thank you to all of our panelists today. If we did not have time to get to your question, please contact us on our virtual front desk. We are available Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4, and we will have a couple more sessions today at 11 and again at 1 p.m. And again, this session is being recorded if you missed any portion of this, and will be available on our housing website on our events page. And we thank you all again for joining, and we really are looking forward to seeing you all in the fall. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful morning at the rest of your sessions.